Thank you so much for that eloquent and incisive contribution to the debate. Moving on to our second opposition speaker, we're delighted to welcome Professor Jan Zielonka, who is a professor at Oxford and also in Venice. He's published 18 books on far-reaching subjects, including counter-revolution. Jan, you have the ears of the House.
94 to 99.
I'm delighted to be here. Although I have to tell you, I feel a little bit strange sitting on this side next to John Reedwood. I'm not a conservative. I'm a left-leaning liberal. I'm not a Eurosceptic. Actually, I'm very pro-European. I'm certainly not sovereignist or nationalist. I always criticize those stances. And I'm not like him, blindly in love in the United States of America. And yet, I don't believe that the United States of Europe is either possible or desirable. And this explains why I'm here on this side. Why is it not possible? It's very easy to explain. At the decision-making table are sitting 27 heads of nation-states. And they are not going to give up on the power base. They're not going to commit the collective suicides and transform power to the European level, and we will be now a local government. They're not going to do this. In fact, through the whole process of European integration, we have seen proliferations of common rules, recently some instruments of policing, implementations of those rules, but not much transfer of power to European center. And this is why I don't believe that the current proposal on the table from the European Parliament to abolish national vetoes in virtually all important areas will go anywhere. And if this side believes that it will go anywhere, I will make a bet. And you will see. Blindly. They will sink it. It will go nowhere.
£1,000.
We'll see. Remember this, yeah? More complicated to say, why is it not desirable? I believe that it's not desirable for three reasons. First, because there is no point to replace nation state by European state. The European state will have more weight, which is not unimportant, but it will be further away from the people for the reasons of which Jean-Jacques Rousseau described already 3 centuries ago. Large unions are simply further away from the citizens. Nor do I think that it makes much sense to replace national egoism by European one. Because egoism, nationalism is not just, egoistic. It is just conflict-prone because it treats the other as either inferior or as an enemy or both. And we saw the price of this in the previous century, and it is only a paradox that after 70 years of integrations, which was supposed to get rid of the ghost of nationalism, we are, observing the renaissance of national ideas. And people who believe, let's get back our nation states in action, are winning elections, not just in Britain, but also in Italy, in a number of states. Nationalism is back in vogue. I'm not very happy about this. But I don't think that European nationalist kind of egoism will do any better. I already see this in our policy in Africa towards migrants and all these things. And if I criticize the European Union, exactly because it is like that. But I also believe that statism is out of touch of the modern world. Because the internet revolution basically empowered networks which are flexible, which are quick, which are informal, at the expense of all hierarchical bureaucratic institutions, including states, but also the EU. And I also believe that this dichotomy, nation-state versus European state, is false. Because what I think we need is that the nation-states abolish its monopoly on decisions and resources and share them with local actors and transnational actors like the European Union. And local actors, not just cities or regions, but also NGOs, also trade unions, also business associations. I prefer that businesses argue their case in this second chamber of European Parliament than in those restaurants next to Place Schumann, And I can tell you, this business pays. I know some of those people. So what we are getting, in fact, in Europe already, but the political discourse is just going different direction. What we are getting is a kind of back to the future scenario. We are getting a digital versions of medieval Europe, where loyalties are divided, when we have different units contributing to public goods. Had I had more time, I will show you how contemporary cities are acting like in the Middle Ages, basically generating growth, innovation, and networking with others to address problems of the real people. Why they should be excluded from major decisions. And I'm talking also about other actors, which are basically treated as agents by both, states and the US actually. So what I believe is that let's move into different direction. I want Europe, but not necessarily the one we are getting now.